Hey, and welcome back to another episode of Back from the Future. Now, today we're going to be doing a review on this little thing I picked up. I've actually bought this for a member of the family. What it's called is the Maisto RXC Rock Crawler 3XL. I mean, long-winded name, right? Let me just straighten this up so you can have a better look at the box and the contents. Now, what's interesting is the price I paid for this item. I paid in UK sterling £25, which is rough. You know, you could equate that. I'm sure in the States it'd be roughly the same, $25 or maybe $30. What was interesting is I'd first seen this item for sale for around £60, and then gradually see the price come down to £25. And what intrigued me rather about it was, for £25 you get a lot for your money. You get a lot from your money. So let me open this little bad boy up and see what the contents look like inside. So when you open the box, you'll find the RC car itself, the controller, a set of AA batteries, a rechargeable battery, the charger for the rechargeable battery, manuals, and circlips that will help you attach the body to the chassis of the vehicle. Now that we've got the rock crawler unboxed, we can take a closer look at it. As you can see, it's very light in weight, all made out of plastic, offers great, look at that axle articulation, so it's very, very good for going off-road, has very, very good ground clearance. I'm just hoping the motor is strong enough to push this thing along. Comes with a lithium ion battery as well. This thing isn't very big, so it will be interesting to see how much power this gives, or how much playtime it gives you. Comes with one of these little plastic radio controls. This thing's light, doesn't look like it cost anything to make, so it'll be interesting to see how this performs. What else can we see? The radio control takes double AA batteries, but what I wanted to do was compare this to my Wild Willy. And I was talking about my Tamiya Wild Willy 2. This thing, yeah, I think they produced it around 1982. This thing's taken a beating, and hopefully I'll be doing subsequent future videos on the restoration on this and the whole story of how I got to own it. So back in 1982, this was what you would get, the equivalent. Very, very, this thing is durable, heavy duty. You can even get parts for this today. Tamiya are still doing parts for this. They've even re-released it, but this is the original Mark 1 of it, and like I said, everything you can just see, it is absolutely very solid construction. This is a little bit more plasticky and flimsy, but what do you expect for the money? You paid a lot of money for this back in the day. If your parents were wealthy or they were extremely generous, they would have got you one of these. But move on to 2018. No, you got this for a grand pricely sum of £25. If you compare the two of them, actually, let me put it around this way around. They're roughly the same length. The rock crawler's probably about half an inch longer, and this is just slightly taller because of the roll cage and lights. But performance-wise, the Wild Willy would eat it for dust. it's just, there's no way it can compare for this. On sheer speed, this thing can even do wheelies. And you can even upgrade the motor for that. But you know, you get what you pay for. But to have something just to muck around with that isn't really on an enthusiast level, but just to have a little play around with, and you're not too worried if it gets damaged or broken, because they're very easy and cheap to replace. So let's not waste time and take this out in the field and see what it's like to play with. Okay, it is cold, it is absolutely freezing. I've got 2 layers of socks on, including a very, very thick, specially insulated thermal socks, and my toes are still frozen. I think, you know, I think they might snap off if it gets any colder. But on the one hand, you know, there's loads and loads of snow out here, and which makes it quite epic to try this radio control car out. Now, the one thing I forgot to mention was, and I didn't realise this until I started playing around with it, it's actually 4-wheel drive, as opposed to the Wild Willy 2, which is only 2-wheel drive. So, for the price point of being able to have 4-wheel drive at that, it's simply amazing. Now, do take into account it's absolute, I don't know what it is, maybe -4 or -10 lithium batteries. They don't really last that long, not when the temperature drops. And so we'll see how much footage we can shoot with this thing and see what we can get it to do. So let's get on with it and let's give this thing a run for its money. So to get this thing started, we need to stick the battery in the car and get it up and running. Got to do this before my hands freeze. Absolutely freezing. Okay. Okay, so now when we turn the vehicle on, that light will start flashing. Now here's a remote. Now the great thing I like about this remote is theoretically I should still be able to film with one hand while I steer this with the other. Hopefully I can do it with the gloves on. Now inside here is a couple of AA batteries, and so we're going to turn this on, and basically it's made a solid connection with the car. Now you see that LED isn't flashing anymore, so it's made a connection. Look at that, all ready to go. So I can't wait to try this now. Getting cold now, and the battery's almost about to go on camera. I've had lots of fun with this, but what I would say is that the motors could be a little bit stronger. I think it does struggle sometimes, even though it's 4-wheel drive. The motors could be, but it's a good laugh. For the money, it's a good laugh, and you know, it's I've had a good time with it, and I can highly recommend this product if you've got a little boy or if there's a kid in you. It is what it is, and for the money you get good. It's good value, definitely good value. I think I'm going to get frostbite any second now, because my toes are absolutely gone. I can't even feel them, I can't even move them. So without the fear of them getting amputated, I'm going to love you and leave you, and I'll see you in the future, if there is one.